Fall's arrived, it seems. Fuck. We actually fired up a wood stove last night. What a week. Alright, Kenny. I'm sorry, brother. I gotta do your mail call. And I know it's sitting here on my table next to me, but that's my table. Okay. I gotta dig through and find your envelope, man. I'm sorry. And I'll get that posted up. Mail call. So, I did the frugal thing. I've been bugged about business cards for a long time. And I've avoided them. Because, well, quite frankly, where we were at, what we were doing wasn't up to par. I want to be very, very selective and very small about the work I pull down. Now, we don't care. So, I want to order cards. I actually revised them with the new address and everything for the shop. I ordered them. There you go. That's the new business card. That little picture is actually of an oxygen lance. It was badass. See an address on there anywhere? I don't know what the fuck happened. My revisions didn't make it. I'm a little pissy about that. Oh well. So, one of my oldest customers, and there's something to be said for that. Some loyalty to be managed there. But my oldest customers, I'm pretty sure, and I'm not going to fire them. I'm going to let them find their own situation because I don't care. For the longest time, we were at best break even. It was cash flow for us. It kept the wheels greased, okay? And I knew I wasn't making anything. Well, now what's weird is in the new shop, we've got room enough. We can actually have 4 vehicles in there. We got the Monty, little Scarlet, Sandrail. We're doing a bunch of custom work on. I'll get those videos up in here soon, okay? And then room for 2 more. And those have been revolving all week. Plus, you know, motorcycle parts and shit like that. Anyhow, we can fit 3 projects in there. Still move around. 4 projects if something smallish comes in, like the Sandrail. I shouldn't say smallish because it's still the size of a damn Taurus. Interesting thing happened. When you make all this shit official, real, and you got real overhead that's departed from your personal expenses, you look at things through a little different lens, okay? So, anyhow, their projects are money-losing opportunities now. I actually fell behind on a project that had to be done on time. I got it done. I mean, we're good. My self-appointed guardian angel or mentor or whatever he wishes to call himself, his wife's truck, the Avalanche. I'll show you the conclusion on it, and I'll walk around it, get some footage of the walk around. I actually finished it up yesterday, which would have been done a lot more easily, but the shop's so dusty, I actually had to hand wash it, bust out the bucket of water in the mint, and hand wax it again. I still have the truck, but they went camping out Table Rock, and I'm not sure where that is for me. Little campgrounds. Calls me up, goes, "Hey, we're not going home today. We're going to another campgrounds up there." So we've got arrangements. I'm waiting on a phone call basically to deliver a truck. Adventures have abounded. My greatest nightmares are coming true. I knew they would, and it's part of the growing phase. Out of, I don't know, somewhere between 38 and 45 hours work week. I didn't get any more than 2 concurrent uninterrupted hours of work on the floor. Interrupted anywhere from a half hour to 4 hours in between those. Why? Because I'm the guy that has to look at everything. I'm the guy that has to deal with everybody. I'm that guy. I'm the face of the shop, I guess, for lack of a better word. Would you want this ugly mug as the face for your shop? Happenstance. Just is. The shit of it is Smith Welding Restoration is greater than just me. Yes, it was my brainchild, but it's greater than just me. I don't know. So I was on the phone and dealing with customers more this week than I was working, which is about right for a quote boss, but I'm not a boss. I'm just a guy on the floor. Yes, I have to take those responsibilities also because of my situation, but fuck, whatever. Upset 3 of the 4 that I deal with on the used car lot crap. Really bad. One of them ain't coming back. His choice. It's alright. What happened, basically, I bumped this Avalanche out of the way, getting it cleaned up, the final cleanup and everything done. We had some time and whatnot, but nonetheless, we had a serious snafu with some paint for one of these car lot crap cars, which I gotta take that back up to the supplier and bitch to them, because red is expensive, even for cheap red. $50 a pint. They sent me the wrong shit, essentially. Those car lot cars, if I base clear something, we're definitely losing money. Oddly, just the base coat costs more than a single stage acrylic. Then you got to put clear on top of it. It is supposed to be out Wednesday. It's still sitting in the shop tore apart. I can't care anymore. That job already cost me money. I'm not gonna lose my weekend with my kids over it. Adventures. Let me see. We went and looked at a 50. Had like an old nailhead or something in it. Old Buick 56 maybe, 57, 55. I don't know. I know right around 55 they went from flatheads to overhead valve. So it's a first generation overhead valve engine. Got a Stromberg off of that. I gotta get the kit ordered in and go drop it on there next week. I don't know. It's a cold start. I might show that just for giggles. Gosh, I don't even know what else to say, folks. We've got Scarlet we're moving ahead on. We got Desperate Little done this week. My welder, John, has been busy on the sandrail. And we got just a basic sandrail. It was a second-hand frame. So John went and sanded down all the joints and started inspecting them. The added weight, the added power with the Volkswagen engine and everything, it's dangerous. So we've been welding up joints, grinding out inclusions, grinding out cracks, blowing holes in thin tubing, paper thin in some spots where it's been prepped. I don't know. We got the skid plate or the floor pan, whatever you want to call it, on there, and that's 11 gauge. Tried to order 18 gauge for the side skirt steel and the canopy steel for it, and they didn't have enough in stock. What's interesting is, and mind you, the smaller the number, the thicker the steel. Mind you, all that in combination, 18 gauge, you can still work with a planisher, you can still use shears, it's easy to break, it's easy to mallet out. Mostly motorcycle gas tanks are 18 gauge. Why? Because it's very easy to tool and hammer and mold, but you can still get a weld, you can dress it, and that'll finish it perfectly without thinning it out so much it's useless. The 16 gauge steel they had on hand, and it was actually $15 less a sheet, 4x8 sheet. The 16 gauge is very rigid, much harder to work with. So it's going to be a pain in the ass to finish it. However, we got to finish it this week. We got deadlines. I'm hoping next weekend, but the one after, I can have a small open house at the shop. Invite all you good folks that can make it. I don't know. I'll probably put a couple cases of beer on ice, pull the grill over there, and I don't know, drop some burgers on, or drag the smoker over there, or maybe smoke it here and take it over, set up a table, throw some pork loin down. I don't know yet. It's all speculative right now. It's going to deal with having the money and everything else to do it. We're operating fairly well. John, new guy, fits in seamlessly. He's a great guy. He's got his problems and issues he's sorting out in his life, and we're kind of like his oasis. Shops where he runs to not be occupied by his day-to-day problems. I don't understand his gig, but I don't have to. He's a hell of a welder, and I'm fairly certain he's even I know he's certified at least in certain aspects of welding because of his last job he had. So working at my shithole little shop for what little I can afford to pay. But sometimes there's more important things than money. I know this. Most people don't. We're still in the red. We'll shake that out soon. I got goals. I got a plan. All I do is, you got a plan, you implement it step at a time. So we're making our markers. This week we took a big step backwards from our main financial marker. You have the good, you have the bad, and move on. We got a great jump on next week for our markers. So,
motherfucker, I'll kill you. Yeah.
Kittens are being unruly, to say the least. They get straight stupid about 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock at night. Oh, shit. What other fun? Not much. Not much. I'm excited to say we're one step closer to pulling the glass out of Le Mans. I get the glass pulled out of Le Mans, we can drop the floor pan in. We drop the floor pan in, get that all stitched up, then we can throw it up on a rotisserie. My big inclination there is, do I build one? Do I buy one? I found one with the long ram jacks so you can lift and lower it. I think I can get it locally through a big distributor. I think I can get it locally for it's 100 or 200 more than materials would cost me. And then I'd be hemmed up drilling holes, cutting pipe, all the bullshit for 3 days building it. I'm not fast at fabricating anything, even simple designs. I never claimed to be fast. So, essentially we're shucking the old, bringing in the new. And we're just moving on. I'm really excited to get in there and see what comes to us next week. As of, it'll probably be Monday, the LLC paperwork should be filed downtown here with the Secretary of the State of Iowa, which is where it all goes through. And I will officially and legally have a partner in Jeremy. He bought in with sacrifice, sweat, and labor, okay? Again, the margins we're dealing with, we can't afford to pay people what I feel they need to be paid. Hell, I don't draw a check every week, so it just is. So Jeremy's going to own a chunk of the shop. I couldn't think of a better man to have there. All the little things we got lined up. Insurance covered. Good insurance. Through a reputable, good company. I've used them in the past for other businesses. Accountant, I think I got that sorted out. There's a lot of details that go into it, folks. If you're not passionate about it and I have to do what I'm doing, and there isn't anywhere near me that I can just go work for and do it, if that makes sense at all. So, again, I'm stuck with, this is what I'm doing. This all began with, basically I fell down, fell apart, started back at less than 0, and couldn't find work, so I made work. It evolved to this. I never intended for it to evolve past a little shop in my backyard. I really did. I've got other fiscal and financial holdings goals. I'm not upset. You just have to stay flexible and roll with what works. I pray that gods are kind and that this works. There's always that ebbing doubt, you know. Last week, we actually fell short of just basic financial responsibilities. Not that we didn't have the money coming in, I just had to get squared up on everything I had out. Depressing if you look at it that way. But, again, Sunday morning coffee. I think we're on number 30. Which means we've gone over 6 months every Sunday. We've had to look at my boring ass, ugly mug, smoking a cigarette, drinking coffee. Here's the last parting bit of advice, if I may offer it. Take it for what it is. Mind you, anything free is worth exactly what you paid for it. I've had my issues in life, like most of us do. My drug of choice was alcohol. When I came to a point, I realized that the subconscious, the little voice in the back of your head, whatever you want to call it. No, not that. What you're thinking of is schizophrenia. That's different. When you're sitting there in your downtime and your little voice says, man, I really need a drink. Drive by a bar, man, I need to stop in there. When your recreational vice turns into your gut's telling you I need, walk the fuck away. The minute you need it, you're no longer in control. And all it's going to do is either kill you or get you in trouble. I gave it my all at letting it kill me. It just got me in trouble. So I quit. I'm not saying that was particularly easy, but I quit. When I realized that every time I went out to get a drink, it was that I need this. When need enters into the conversation, it's time to just give it up for a while. I still partake a drink occasionally, but it's no longer an I need this. And I made sure to avoid the issue until it was no longer an I need this. It was a I'd like to have. If it ever becomes a I need this again, and I'm done. I'm done for the lifetime. It's not worth it, folks. But that's my dollar's worth of free advice for the day. You guys have a great one. I'll check back in. I've got footage to put up, just haven't done it yet. Oddly enough, I've been busy. I've missed a lot of you guys' videos, and I'm sorry. I'm not snubbing anybody. I just been out at the shop till 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Come home, get cleaned up, catch what I can on the old interwebs, chat with a couple of you via Facebook. My happy ass marches off to bed, and I'm back up. Shop opens at 9. I show up between 8:30 and 9:30. There's usually someone else there working by then. It is what it is. You folks have a great one.